Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Pisces sun signs, or for those with significant Pisces placements and are needing masculine energies to work with or balance within yourself. So Pisces, I'm getting just first off, I was getting sort of this energy of like something being passed on to you. So that could mean many things. It was kind of coming through as being like something from like your family, like something being passed on to you like generationally, something like that. So I don't know if it's like generational trauma or wounding. It doesn't have to be that, right? It could be something like really positive as well that's being passed on to you, and you're working with that is how it's coming through. So you're working with some sort of energy that has been passed on to you. So we'll get more cards on like what exactly that would be, Pisces, but overall it feels actually kind of like pleasant. So I'm hesitating there though. It might be kind of like maybe you're healing some generational trauma or wounding or something like that, where it's like perhaps an energy that's been passed on to you is something that you're transmuting and working with in a way that feels very good to you, is kind of how it's coming through. So Pisces. Yeah. Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom, something about like wisdom from your ancestors is how it's feeling. So it is feeling very positive though. Like it's kind of like there are a lot of like standing on the shoulders of giants, that kind of energy. So it is feeling quite positive. Past lessons, being well informed, ancestral wisdom. There are times when you're meant to discover and explore new terrain in your life, even to be part of a wave of change. This is one of those times, and what you're contemplating is perhaps new to you, but others have laid well-worn paths and left wisdom for you to rely and reflect upon. This is so you have a better understanding of the potentials and possible pitfalls on your journey. When you know the lay of the land, you are better able to fully experience what is being offered to you. This is a wonderful time to seek a mentor or good advice from an expert or elder. That way you will be able to meet life's opportunities and challenges well informed. Knowing you have a map, now you can be curious about what else is here. This is a path that promises success in all areas. Where others before you have dared to tread, you will discover the treasure they have left behind for you to make your own. Interesting. So learning from others, learning from those who have already accomplished what you are about to set out to do. So perhaps you're sort of like getting started on some new project or path or adventure, Pisces, and you're getting sort of like what's that word that like an orientation, like you when you're like starting a new job or like starting something like new like that. There's like an orientation week. That's sort of how it's coming through. An orientation week, like you're getting accustomed with the new is how it's coming through. Perhaps you're meeting a new mentor or connecting with them in a very significant way. Yeah, there are mentors who are sharing their wisdom with you. Getting back to integrity, the lost compass. You have 34 and 35 coming out. Getting back to integrity. Perhaps there was something that was lost to you, but you're finding it again, is how it's coming through. You're finding something again. Also here with like the word orientation, it could be something to do with like your direction, right? Or like what direction you're going in, or the way that you're aligned with something is how it's coming through. Perhaps you became a bit misaligned in some aspect of your life, which is necessary. Maybe there was some, like a little bit of like wavering or getting distracted maybe by something, but now you're back on track is how it's feeling to me. Getting back. You're getting something back is how it's feeling. You're getting something back, whatever that is. So it could be something where it's like maybe like a return on an investment is how it's feeling. And it doesn't have to be money related. It could just be like an investment of time or effort that you put in, and getting something back for that is how it's coming through. In the hand, the universe is your partner. And you also have the benefactor, grace and generosity. I love this card. So there are 3, like all of these cards have 3s in them. You have, this is number 3, 34, 35, and 31. So 3 is a very significant number for you. So it could be collaboration as well. 62, Will of the Wisp. Treasures hidden in the shadows. 6 divided by 2 is 3 as well. Treasures hidden in the shadows. So maybe you had to sort of like divert from the path in a way in order to find some sort of treasure that was hidden in the shadows. And it's like something is being returned to you because of that, or perhaps you're finding the path again. Okay, I'm going to read the universe is your partner in the hand. This card always gives me this feeling of like, okay, Pisces, you can relax now. That's sort of how it's going through. Like maybe you're very focused on something, but now it's like you have something in your hand, or there's like, okay, I'm just going to read it. So feeling secure, taken care of, the universe is your partner. Something amazing happens when you contemplate your intimate relationship with your higher power. How do you engage it? Perhaps you might have seen things through the influence of your religious background, or you may have been exposed to other ways of making that connection real for you. It doesn't matter the source of your understanding. What matters is what works for you. For example, if you believe in a punitive God, you will be afraid of punishment for your transgressions. If you believe in a version of a higher power that blesses you, you may find it easier to surrender to a relationship of radical trust. Right now, if you imagine relaxing, curled up in the hands of the divine, how does that make you feel? Can you then turn over your needs and desires to the divine power and trust that you're safe and secure and don't have to do anything at all to feel that way? Grace is activated in your life now. You're in good hands. Your work, family, relationships, home, everything. You've done all that you can, so now is the time to rest and recharge instead of producing, doing, acting, strategizing. A hot tea, a good book, and a soft blanket are in order. So Pisces, that's really lovely because it like these two cards came out together, right? They flipped out at the same time. This sort of like being comforted and held safely in the hands of the universe. Like you're in very good hands is how it's coming through. I feel like there's just this energy of like just like exhaling, like it's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be fine. You've done all that you can to sort of get yourself to this point, and now it's kind of like the universe is going to carry you forward. It is like a radical surrendering and trust. I've been rewatching The Lord of the Rings with my sister. She's never seen the original Lord of the Rings like in its full entirety, so we did that like last week. And there's a scene with like the Ents, which are like these giant tree shepherds. They're like tree-like beings. And Merry and Pippin, who are hobbits, like tiny. That's how I'm seeing it. This is like Merry and Pippin in the tree, sort of like being taken care of, like so perhaps there's like a challenge that you've been facing, Pisces, and maybe you had to sort of like work really hard in sort of trying to solve that problem, like having to like convince others or like rally other people to your cause, that kind of thing. And it's kind of like the universe has answered, is how it's coming through. Oh, sorry, I just dropped a crystal. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, so it's kind of feeling like that. Get all of this like red and orange energy. So it could have to do with like your root chakra in some way, like, or sacral chakra, like your safety is how it's feeling, or security with the root. That also talks about like family and belonging as well. So it could have something to do with that. Your energy is just feeling like really safe and secure. Yeah. The companionship animals card. It's like just being surrounded by comfort is how it's feeling, Pisces. Perhaps you're sort of like it's coming through as like filling your space with what is comforting to you. Perhaps there's a significant partnership here as well with the companionship. So red and 3 are definitely, because this is also 21, which adds to 3. Red and 3 are very like significant sort of synchronistic symbols for you. I feel like you're getting back to what makes you feel grounded as well. Like perhaps you're establishing like a new relationship with like your stability, your family even, or like what makes you feel grounded. Adventure south. Yeah, I feel like you had to go south for something. Like, so it could be like your south node, but because with this compass, right? I was being drawn to the south for some reason. It's this energy. Adventure. Something from the past, maybe, that you had to revisit. And had to sort of like reclaim something there. Like there was a lost treasure there that you had to remember. Because the South Node talks about things that we have already mastered in past lives. It could be something where it's like, maybe you're remembering a past life gift. It doesn't have to be past life. It could just be the past for you. Like something from this lifetime, but in your past. Where you're remembering something, or you're almost like being reminded of something. Perhaps like a gift or a skill, or just like a positive, maybe a positive mentor that you had is how it's coming through. Somebody from your past who was like a very positive influence, a very positive mentor, and remembering what it is that they taught you, what you learned from them. Because maybe there was something about that lesson that you forgot, Pisces. Like, maybe you had a mentor. It could even be something where it's like you didn't understand the importance of that mentor's lesson until now. So it could be something where it's like you're looking back at the past, or being reminded of a past mentor and understanding the value of that lesson that they taught you. It might even be something that was kind of uncomfortable here with the shadows. It might have been a lesson that at the time when you learned it, it was uncomfortable or brought up difficult emotions or energies. And then now that you're sort of, you've gained some distance from that lesson, it's like you can see the value in it. You can see the value of what that mentor was trying to teach you. Interesting. And so now you can get back into your path with this added lesson. Which is interesting because it's kind of like, I'm getting a past life connection for you. It could even be something where it's like, this past mentor in this lifetime, like say it was like a teacher or something, not related to you in terms of like your family, but perhaps in a past life they were related to you. Like perhaps in a past life they were like a parent or something. And in this lifetime they were a teacher, perhaps for just a short time, but they still taught you something. There's this energy of like a remembrance or an awakening of a past life energy that is returning you to your path moving forward. The magic and alchemy card. I love this card so much. Magic, alchemy. And then you have silent snow at the bottom of the deck. Another 334. Interesting. Silent snow. So this magic alchemy is coming out underneath the universe is your partner, right? I feel like there's something that's coming through as being, it could feel very magical, or like a prayer being answered, that kind of thing. And again, it does feel kind of like you're receiving something, whatever that is for you. We're going to get more cards on that. Perhaps you're receiving something, or you're just connecting with magic again. The universe is showing you its magic. I feel like there might have been a period of time where you just had to trust and surrender and like let go of control. And I feel like the reason why you had to do that is being revealed to you now. Because I feel like there is something that like you could not predict. And it's like the universe was just saying trust the process. The word actor is coming out. Actor. It's kind of feeling like an initiation of some sort, like a ceremony. The missing factor, that's what it is, not actor, the missing factor. I feel like there was some sort of missing factor in your manifestation or something like that. So maybe there was some sort of missing factor. It's like you were on a path, but something was missing from it. So you had to divert from the path, is how it's coming through. You had to go on an adventure to a past life maybe, or to the past, in order to be reunited with that missing factor. There was something hidden in the shadows. Perhaps there's something hidden in your dreams, Pisces. Okay. So you're starting off with the World card. Well, this is looking like this. The companionship and the world are all surrounded by these animals, right? So it could be some sort of like you're completing something with the world. There's something else coming in with the world, though. I feel like, so maybe it has to do with like travel or because these are the fixed signs, right? Okay. So how I see the fixed signs, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, I see those signs as being sort of like the representative of their element, right? So Scorpio is the representative of water. Aquarius is the representative of air, and so on. So there's something about like these being like the cornerstone elements, is how I'm going to put it, or the signs that most represent the core values of their element, if that makes sense. Which is interesting. So maybe it's kind of coming through as being like these are like the four directions, right? The cardinal directions, like north, south, east, west. It's almost like being at a conference, Pisces. Like learning from the best is how it's coming through. Like learning from, maybe that's not the right word to use, but it's kind of like the leaders in your field or something like that. Like learning from the, like these are coming through as like leaders here, the four elements. And it doesn't have to be attached to those signs, right? It doesn't have to be Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus. I'm just using that as like a metaphor of like, these are the representatives that best represent that element or field, or like perhaps like a field of study, maybe Pisces. Like maybe you're, and again with the both of these are number 21 as well. The number synchronicities lately have been really intense lately. So number 21, it's kind of like you've reached a point, Pisces, where you're learning from the best now, is how it's coming through. With the lay of the land, the ancestral wisdom, maybe you've reached some sort of like pinnacle point where you're learning from the best. It's really interesting though, these cards coming out. So you have the Devil coming out next. The Devil, the Seven of Cups, and the Sun card. So I feel like maybe this is like a past life energy. With the Devil today, it's not necessarily coming through as like, so it's coming through as Saturn energy. And I think Saturn right now is in Pisces, right? It's a retrograde in Pisces, which is your sign. So it could be something about like learning lessons from the past with the karma. So it could be, because we're in a retrograde energy, like maybe with the Seven of Cups, maybe you were returning or you were revisiting a past choice point. Like maybe there was a point in your life in the past where you made a choice here with the Seven of Cups between all of these different options. Like it's kind of like, maybe it's kind of like thinking about like when maybe you made a choice in the past that was not in alignment with you, and maybe you're being allowed to like make a new choice, that kind of thing with the Devil card. Because sometimes the Devil, like when it's in comparison to the Lovers, right? Because the Lovers represents a choice, making a choice to do something. The Devil sometimes comes through as being like not having a choice, like you don't have any other choice but to do this, which can be sort of like Saturn energy, like having to be really disciplined and focused, like you have no other choice, you have to go down this path. It could be something like that. So maybe you're revisiting something where it's like there was a situation where you had no other choice but to do something, and now you are getting lots of choices, is how it's feeling with the Seven of Cups. You have lots of options now. It's like you've learned the lesson from Saturn. It could also have to do with work as well, with this sort of Capricorn Saturn energy. Maybe there was like a tough lesson in terms of work or like discipline and structure. Maybe you and a companion here, because this is an interesting Devil card where the Lovers here are actually not separated. It's like maybe you and another are facing some sort of problem together. It could also come in with commitment, like you're committing to a certain path, or you're committing to some sort of companionship. It's interesting though, why is it coming out with the Devil and not the Lovers? We'll get more cards on that. Because maybe you don't have a... Well, I don't want to say you don't have a choice. Perhaps it's that you've made a choice and now here are the consequences. Not in a way to frighten anybody, because I feel like you made the right choice is how it's coming through with the Sun card. It's positive. It feels happy. Maybe you took a risk on something. That's not a very Saturn energy, but that's how it's coming through today. Maybe you took a risk on something. And perhaps the risk has paid off for you, Pisces. I feel like the risk has paid off for you. It is feeling like taking just a moment to like appreciate that you've accomplished something. It feels like maybe it's just like a moment to relax. Five of Cups. Feels like having to leave something behind though, which is interesting. Okay, so you have the Moon, Three of Pentacles, Two of Cups, and the Emperor. So this Five of Cups. The Magician. Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. Look at how beautiful this card is. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. This is looking to me like a roulette table. Is that what they're called? Roulette, game of chance, that kind of thing. I feel like you took a really big risk on something, Pisces. You took a really big risk, and I feel like maybe other people were it's kind of like, it's kind of coming through as being like, maybe you took a risk, but you also didn't care what the outcome was, Pisces. Like that, it's feeling like that kind of energy of like, okay, well, if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. It's not really a big deal. That's how it's coming through to me. But I feel like you've won something interesting because it's coming out with the World, right? And the Sun and all of these options. It's like maybe you took like a really big risk. Maybe it was a small risk. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what kind of risk it was. You took a risk. It paid off or is starting to pay off. And it's kind of like maybe the reward is greater than you thought it was. Because it's interesting now that there's like suddenly, like it's kind of like those stories where like somebody wins the lottery, right? Like you have all of this all of this wealth now or whatever, lots of options all of a sudden. And then but then there's also like kind of like this loss here with like the Three of Cups, because now it's like having to leave behind some aspect of your old life. But you do have the Two of Cups, which is interesting with the Emperor. This Emperor is coming through as a Two of Cups for you. And the Three of Pentacles, because it's interesting. This is the Devil, not the Lovers. It's kind of coming through as being like, but it looks like the Lovers here because they're not separated. The Lovers here are not separated. They're holding hands and facing the Devil together is how it's coming through. So it's like maybe there's a companion here for you. This Lover's energy. Interesting. The devil. It could be some sort of like, maybe it's like I'm saying this as like a karmic partnership. So it's not that it's a bad partnership or anything like that. That's not what it's coming through with, but it's like, perhaps it satisfies some aspect of like, it's healing. It teaches you something. It's a partnership that teaches you something, or that like heals some aspect of like a karmic lesson that perhaps you had to go through or something like that. Because it is a Two of Cups. You're building something together. It is very fulfilling, and it has like a lot of magic. There's a lot of options. I feel like on with the Moon energy, it's like your Moon energies maybe are very compatible. I am seeing a lot of growth here though, like a lot of building. It's like you and this partnership are building a lot together with the Three of Pentacles. Interesting though. Why is it like coming through as a risk? Maybe you're betting it all on this is how it's coming through. Five of Cups. It kind of feels like there are a lot of energies that are tied to this, Pisces. Like a lot of your energy is tied to this Emperor, maybe. That could be what the Devil is as well. Like a lot of things that are sort of like tied or committed together is kind of how it's coming through. Like you have a lot of commitments with this one. Because this is also this Five of Cups, which is interesting, is also kind of looking like the the lay of the land card here, like standing at the top of a mountain, right? And it's like, but what's interesting is that I feel like there's something here about like seeing that what was done generationally, maybe like from like your ancestors or something, is not going to work for you. That might be something with the loss here. Like maybe you had an idea of like, okay, I'm gonna live my life this way as my parents, my grandparents, all of that, as they did it. But perhaps that's not going to work for you. Which I actually think is a positive thing, Pisces. Like it's kind of like because it's coming through as risky in terms of like no one else in your family, for example, has done this before. No one else in your family has faced this challenge before, or has never solved the problem like this before. So in that case, it's like it's new to you. It's risky, quote unquote. I do feel like though there are maybe new mentors that are going to show you that it is possible. Just it's like not from your family, maybe. Like it's not like, I hope that makes sense. There are new mentors coming in. Yeah, you have the Four of Swords and the Chariot and the Queen of Wands. So yeah, there is movement forward. Seven of Wands at the bottom. There's movement forward now. I feel like you've connected with some aspect of your path or your past that's going to help you move forward with whoever this Emperor, Magician, Two of Cups is to you. That could also be you as well. I don't know, because this is a sun reading. What worked for them is not going to work for you. That's how it's coming through. So you have to find your own path in whatever this is. I feel like you have like the confidence to do that though. Pisces. You have the confidence to do something that others have never done before or have never tried before. I feel like you are also seeing sort of like learning from other people's mistakes, perhaps. Like the wisdom that came from other people's mistakes. Doesn't have to be mistakes. Could be you're also learning from other people's success in a way that works for you. It is very positive, Pisces. There's a lot of magic and creativity happening in your space right now. You're creating a lot of things. You're manifesting a lot of things. Interesting. The inner conflict resolution. This came out in Libra's reading yesterday as well, but today it's coming out in reverse. I must have put it back in reverse today. Okay, I'm gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna read the number 9, actually, if I can find the deck. guidebook. Okay. I'm going to read number 9 because that's how it's coming through. I feel like this message is interesting. It's not matching the card that wanted to come out. Abundance. Yeah, number 9. Abundance. The flow is the path of least resistance. It is allowing that which is bigger than yourself to guide you. This card reveals that something greater is clearing the way for a time of relief. You are in alignment with the flow where abundance follows. This abundance is revealed to you as your true self. You're being asked to release your negative thinking and worry. Rest assured that whatever is currently bringing discord or angst will soon dissipate. Let go. Holding on to worry is resisting the state of flow. That's what it's. So maybe there is some sort of inner conflict within you about this path that you're going on, and it's like you're being asked to surrender to the path of least resistance. There's something that wants to come in, but perhaps you are resisting it, Pisces, because it goes against perhaps what generationally you know, or something like that. Anyways, when we trust life and surrender, we work in flow. When we work in flow, we channel, which means to allow the universe to self-express through us. In these magical moments of inspiration, we allow the universe to actualize, using us as the vehicle. This is bliss as we transcend the superego and are one with the ultimate oneness. This is where we realize our true self. This is the ultimate abundance. The whale's medicine suggests prayer as a gateway to channeling. Ask the universe what you can do for it and not what it can do for you. What comes next is better than what you could wish for. Interesting. So it is trying to remind you, Pisces, that the universe is your partner in this. Perhaps that's what this reading is talking about. Like the universe is your partner. And that there also must be sort of like you answering the call of the universe. What can you do for the universe? It could be something like that. It could be like following the path of least resistance, right? It's kind of like the universe is clearing a path for you, and to follow that, even though it may actually feel like it goes against what you know, which is interesting. I feel like there's some sort of inner turmoil or resistance that is being sort of like worked through and released, because it's like this path is opening up for you. It's just like some aspect of your inner conflict that is preventing you from going down that path. Just allow it in, Pisces. There's magic ahead. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.